Out in Gary, one cat ran out of his 9 lives. Let's see if the new one can land on his feet this week on the IndieWell Report podcast. We're back, episode 332 of the IndieWell Report podcast. And you know what? The Rye guy is here, so it's time to get that bread. How you doing, Ryan?
If you think Lamar only had 9 lives, you're high, dude. Those 9 lives were spent in the first year and a half.
I feel like first 2.5. First year, I think you get a lot of rope.
From there was an awful lot of whatever the cat version of being an organ donor is, but just reaping the organs of other things in order to stay alive longer than it should be.
So as you guys could guess, we're about to talk about Lamar getting canned. A lot of stuff happening this week. We got Lamar getting canned, Long Beach being originally a Western market, now a Pioneer market. The ABL's got their whole thing. I'm going to talk a bit about going up to Sussex and New York towards the end of this. But yeah, we're going to do some news this week, and we're going to get to all of that. So let's start with Lamar then, right? So last Friday, Lamar got canned. He got fired for 3.5 years, finishing with a record of 132 and 229. A sterling record. Had to keep him from getting 100 games under 500, though, so that's good for them. All the other staff appears to have been kept on, and Jeff Eisen's been named the new manager of the team. We obviously know him from Chicago last year in 2024. 20 years of experience, and he was 4 games under 500 at the time of being hired. And since the move, the Railcats are 3-2. So we slowly get closer to 500 for Mr. Isom. However.
Oh, sorry. That was in reference to his. My gut said they slowly get closer to 500 for Gary, which was, since you're 24 under, had me laughing. That's all. I didn't mean to laugh at Isom's record. That's not what I meant.
That ship is long sailed there. I mean,
that's a strangely optimistic and also negative take from you.
No. I think Isom has a very good chance to finish above 500, though. I mean, he just needs to be 4 games over. I think that's possible. The Gary itself, I mean, maybe they could close the gap to only 9 under 500 if they get hot.
Ew, that's not going to happen. But
I'm trying to be positive here. All right, look.
So we ahead of this, I'm just going to say for the whole podcast, I've been on vacation, so a lot of this is going to be me live reacting things. I've been super out of loop on what's going on. So you're 3-2. Congratulations, Gary, on that one. I missed that, but at the same time, yeah, I'm also not going to sit here. This is a policy in life. I don't like to dance on the grave of somebody who just lost their job, but there's a certain point where you can only hear so many times from seemingly everybody around a situation that this is not working. Yeah, and still be yeah, this should continue. How many people have lost their jobs because of this one person and the way they were doing theirs?
I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves too here, he got about a half-year run that he shouldn't have gotten. It should have been over after last year. There was
at least.
Yeah. Year 1 looked fine. Year 2 going in had some positivity to it and ended on a high note. The middle was bad, but the beginning and the ends were all right. So I understand it. Okay, it's year 2 and everything there. And then year 3, it's all right, this is kind of the show me year. And then it kind of, imploded on him.
I mean, it showed something.
Yeah, it showed our worst fears. And then to run it back. And I feel like the run it back part was almost just still fairly new owner was all right, I'm going to still give him a chance to save his job. And then we reached this point 60 games in and said, okay, this is what it is now. We've had over 150 games to see us what it is. And I think dropping, 6 in a row to Lake Country was kind of the death nail in all of this. So like you said, I don't want to root against somebody for losing their job here, but when we're going in a performance-based and results-based industry that's extremely competitive here, you can't have those kinds of results in back-to-back years and still expect to keep your job. And we've said it for a while here that there are a series of things that Lamar needs to improve upon to get better here. And I mean, I talked to some people and the overall reaction behind the scenes was good for the boys. And the general sense I kept getting from talking to everybody is he's not a bad guy. It's just he doesn't vibe with everybody, and he has his guys, which, I mean, you could say that about a lot of managers, right? But when you're not getting results, and to this point, you still really haven't developed any major connections with the other managers around Indy Ball, and your main primary source for not only in-season but off-season acquisition seems to be the Black Sox, it's not exactly what you want to see from a guy that's supposed to be the head of your baseball ops and leading your team and fielding everything and doing everything. And that's not to say you can't go with Black Sox players, you can't go with Scouting League players. They do have an important role in everything. I'm not going to deny that, but that shouldn't be your one-stop shop for everything. And yeah, there just really hasn't been too many guys over the last few years that you can point to in Gary and say, hey, this is a great signing here. I mean, really, let's look over the past 24 months. What Railcats can you point to and go, that was a good decision, that was a good get? And it's pretty much Jarius Richards and Peyton Long. Maybe a couple of the other bullpen guys, but those, are a little bit more hit and miss.
I mean, the pitching has improved in Gary, and that's my big one. But other than that, I mean, it's the thing of there are a lot of things that you can be very good at as a manager that can justify what you're doing and your continued employment. You can be a very good in-game manager. It didn't stand out. You can be a very good roster builder from baseball operations perspective if your organization is going to go the weird route of making the manager do both when it's not a good on-field product either. You can be a great clubhouse guy and really good with the boys, but that didn't seem to be the case there. And frankly, I mean, the example I always think of is Chad Rhodes in Florence. Like, since Chad took over Florence, they've been getting kicked in the teeth a lot. But you never hear anything about it because the org likes him, the fans like him, the boys like him. He does a podcast. He has extra things. He has marketing for the org. Like, it's another thing. Lamar could have been putting on the exact same performance. And if he's like the face of things, there's something to that. And that's a bigger issue of the fact that Gary doesn't have a face of anything because simply, I don't know. I don't see much of their marketing, but there's a lot going on there. And I think this was without now turning into a let's all dunk on Lamar thing, because I also know it's not an ideal situation. I think this was the right move, especially that they brought in Jeff Isom, who is someone who knows how to operate in a less than ideal situation. Staring at you, Chicago, and your stupid front office culture, staring at you again.
I was going to say, you got Jeff Isom, who reportedly did not like working in Chicago at all.
To the point where he said thanks, but no thanks, and left Chicago looking for somebody like late in the game because nobody wanted to accept that job because ownership's a mess. So what I said. Sorry, that's one where I've been told enough where like, oh, you really shouldn't be talking about them. It's like, well, then I'm going to talk about them more. What are you going to do? And I'm in a new era. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to behave because job market's about to open up. And guess what? Chicago, you don't get that. Because I don't like you.
Well, yeah. To be fair, if you had
Sports Business Journal said, great place to work.
True. That is true. Very desirable place to work.
They said with money falling out of their pockets. Idiots. Sorry, we're done on that rant. We don't need that anymore.
I was going to say, I was about to break down in tears, dude.
I know. Somewhere in the background, Sean Hunter's yelling at an intern for me saying this.
It's like, how could you allow this to happen? It's like the
shorts
scene. Those aren't khakis.
Shorts in this office environment that I've created.
Hold up that bus. There's a scrape on the wall. Someone's getting arrested for this.
The High Point Rockers have done similar, but we'll deal with that later.
Isn't it great over there in the Windy City?
Sorry, I just have no respect.
But
what's going on there? But good for Jeff Isom, by the way.
Yeah, no, it just does speak volumes of it. Jeff Isom was like, yeah, Chicago's no good, but Gary over here? Oh, yeah.
And I know that Gary will pay. I mean, I've heard that Gary will pay pretty well because they're aware of their situation. But I'm also like, Chicago kept upping the price as well for managers, and nobody took it. So,
I mean, at a certain point, like, you gotta say, do I want to be abused for 8 months of the year?
No, man. Managers love getting texts from ownership after losses.
Sometimes they even come down and talk to you right after.
Yeah, man. Real normal behavior. You're not that guy, pal. You're not Mark Cuban.
Yes, but Jeff Eisen was a really nice guy for Gary.
Shout, by the way, Matt over in Chicago he's cooking, doing, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, all that to say, Matt said, I'm going to take this on, and just has done it. Has them sitting right behind first place right now. Vibes. Good for him.
Yeah. But back on Eisen, there is really nice get for Gary. I like what I'm seeing here. There's actually a veteran leadership position here, and a guy that knows how to build a roster, a guy that has some connections, and a guy that, has been around for a while, has had success as of recent too. And I think it is the exact kind of guy you want to tackle this kind of a situation.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a great pickup. Honestly, if I had to look at the managing, free agent list, the available managers, and pick one, I probably would have picked him. I probably would have picked him for the season. So I'm glad that's where they landed. I think it's a really good. I think it's a good approach.
Yeah, no, I really like that, and frankly, I'm starting to really fall in love with the Joe Ng ownership here. I think he's doing a solid job. He's doing pretty good off the field by all accounts. On the field, I feel like he was pretty fair for this whole situation. He took over, took some time to go ahead, get his feet under him, learn the lay of the land, and he gave pretty much everyone here an opportunity to keep their job and save their job, and allowed the results to speak for it. And you look down in Mississippi, and they've had a very good year in the Frontier League in their first season here. Made some good hires and some good decisions over there as well. Haven't really heard much on the negative front from them. So overall, it seems very strong out of the gate for that ownership.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think, and we can talk about how this should have happened sooner, and maybe, but also I do understand being like, well, let's take a moment and really assess this and understand what we're looking at here. And it seems like that was, and they came to this conclusion, which I respect and I feel like is the right move. But yeah. I don't hate on the delay between new ownership taking over and this move being made. I think it was probably the right call, and it was the fair call. So yeah,
exactly. That's the thing I respect the most about the whole thing, to be quite honest, is you come into a new situation, you say, I don't want to make any rash decisions and decisions that, involve people's livelihood until I have a good understanding of what's going on here, until I see enough here. But moreover, that once that decision's made, there's no dragging it out. We didn't wait it out for, another 40 games, 50 games until the end of the season to do it. It was, all right, let's just get it done now and make a decision and get it done. It's taken care of and get the need filled, and to go ahead, make your call to, do a manager switch and have the immediate replacement ready like that. I appreciate that a lot. I feels like he did it the right way as well as you could in this situation. It's certainly better than, firing someone over a text message or something like that.
Also that. Yeah, that's not what you want. Chicago. Anyway, firing an indie ball legend over text.
And they got a lot of time in Major League Baseball too.
With health issues.
Isn't that great?
People don't forget. Chicago, we're on you. It's not over. Don't worry.
Oh, that didn't happen. We told Butch. Yeah.
Jeff Katowski is not the last grave I will dance on, my friend.
Lordy, but yes. Do we have anything else we really want to add on this Gary situation, or do we feel comfortable going to the next bit here?
No, I will give you a heads up. I have a couple Frontier League takes that will not take super long, so I can just fit that in whenever you think I should.
Yep. Also, last, I will say I do have one other thing because I wanted to check it. We are going to be watching this Gary game on Friday night. You want to know why?
Why?
It is a return of probably our favorite promotion in Indie Bowl. You know what that night is?
What is it? Union Night in Gary?
Yes, it is. It's Union
Yeah,
Night.
baby. Attendance. Hold on. It's the Friday night game. No, what game is it?
August 1st. August 1st. It's gonna be
August 1st. Sick.
I'm gonna be at an Offspring concert with my phone up. Like, yeah, sure, that's great, but like it's Union Night in Gary.
There's not an empty seat in the house in Gary, Indiana, right now, baby.
Oh, good. I know it sounds like we mock Union Night, but genuinely, we love.
No, like I love that. Like it is like a great example of absolutely knowing exactly. Not every organization's doing Union Night, and like Gary is so smart to be like, hell yeah, we're leaning in.
Yeah, they lean into like you're steel. That's like so. God, it's just
I mean, it's a union town, and don't make me do it. I'm not going to go full Blair Mountain on this thing, but like because the hardships of Gary are literally based on like corporate industrial system taking advantage of workers, and the fact that like you continue to rally around the union is so vibey. Like hell yeah, dude. Like we have a reputation for maybe not being the best city in the world, and we know exactly who to blame for that. We're going to take advantage. Like screw them. Also, dude. Oh my God. I'm looking at the ticket map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Section 112 has 9 available seats.
Oh my God.
Section 111 is sold out. Section 110 has the handicap row and 5 available seats. Section 109 is sold out. Section 108 has, say, 15 available seats. Then the next section and next 2 sections have more, and then it's back to about the same pace. So definitely filling the groups on that one side. It's like half. I mean, it is almost entirely full on one side of that ballpark. And I gotta assume the suites and things like that are doing well too.
Oh, wow. $11 getting the ballpark. That's great.
I know, right? They got good price out there.
That's phenomenal value.
Know thy market, Gary. Beautiful work. No notes. Hey, I kind of chipped away at their marketing out there because I don't see much of it. But look, I could be overlooking anything. I do think they have a finger on the pulse on a lot of stuff.
Looks like all the suites are taken too.
Let's go. Let's go,
like
Gary.
3 of them are all filled. There's a small one next to the press box that seems to be available still.
Group spaces getting filled in. That's big money night.
Oh yeah, this is going to be honestly, dude. I'm thinking next year we need to go out to Gary
for Union Night. I love it. I'm about it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh my God, it is filled out.
Yeah, man. I mean, the third base side's less, but like they probably sell Gary's like the home dugout side first.
Yeah, I'm seeing like the 2 down the right third base line there, and then right behind the dugout. Yeah, and then there's 1 section behind home plate that could be filled out a little bit more. But honestly, that's still minimum. I'm thinking 70% capacity.
Yeah, man.
Which is hey, yeah, they're gonna have a good night that night. Please, God, let them do the funniest thing in Beat Lake Country. Please
do. The in-game between inning promos should all be like Union versus like either. Well, they're not going to do Union versus bosses because middle management's banned from showing. But at least do a little Union versus Union fun. As long as it's not inner Union, it's not representing the wrong thing.
If they want to have some fun with this, you make one intern eat this and put them in an Aramark shirt. Let the crowd throw shit at them.
Dude, there's any number of shirts. This country is based off taking advantage of work.
Don't
get me started on that one.
Yeah, but Aramac's currently using scab labor up in Boston.
We'll deal with this later.
So Union Night is Friday now, so I'm extremely excited for Union Night for Gary.
Yeah, man. Gary getting after it, having a damn time.
Need to see Union Night. Need to experience Union Night. But
hitting a soapbox like never before.
I'm getting ready for the tweet here, so I'm going to go ahead, intro the next topic here while I fire off that tweet. That is, of course, going to be the Australian Baseball League. We're going to go down under before coming back up. They have an interesting setup for their 2025-6 season. 4 teams are going to take part in it: Perth, Sydney, Brisbane, and Adelaide. It'll play from November 13th to January 18th in a championship series between the 23rd and 26th of January. We'll get the full schedule August 4th, so sometime in about a week or so from now. 10-week season, playing 39 games each, 4-game series each week. 3-game series for Boxing Day, There's going to be 35 players through team. 23 will be active. 11 can be import. 12 must be Aussie players. A max of 10 U25 Aussie players and a max of 2 independent, non-affiliated players. So I don't know how they mean by independent, non-affiliate. I don't think they mean in the same way we mean it. But if they do, that is extremely troubling to a lot of guys who go down there for the winter. So that's the current setup here. It does seem like they're doing travel still. It does not look like they're going to a USPBL format, for better or worse. And
or, as I suggested, Premier Lacrosse format.
Yes, that
with the touring league.
So that is the current setup there. So
interesting. I don't have a ton on that. I would like to do a little bit of a deep dive into what exactly the roster rules were previously, but I'll need to do that on my own time, and maybe I'll get back to you if there's anything interesting.
I don't really know what to make of it. Like, the league's not doing great, obviously. They've lost an awful lot.
Great.
So it's hard to really say if this is a good idea, just because I'm concerned about expenses, right? I don't know what the viability is going forward, if this is a long-term solution for them. Like, sure, it'll work for 1 year, no doubt about that. Long term, it just doesn't feel sustainable to have a 4-team league that plays 39 games apiece with heavy roster restrictions. It's starting to feel like, oh, this is Australian Can-Am League.
My take on it was, it feels like a league that is taking a back step this year in order to try to preserve something workable and hopefully arrange something for the next year. My concern is if they can't figure out something different for the next year, that they might be in some trouble. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is potentially hey, we're in a weird spot this year. Here's what we're doing. But if they don't find, new investors, new owners, whatever the case may be, this could be the end of that.
I can see what you mean by that.
Rooting for it, though, by the way, that's not negative on Australia. I like the Australian League, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a positive thing overall, but
as someone who has sniffed around working in that league, I do enjoy the Australian League.
Well, yes, now you have experience with snakes too, so that'll come in handy down there. But
crikey.
But yeah, I'm concerned about the long-term viability of it. Even if you have to take a step back here, it still is very troubling that you're doing this, and I don't get the sense it is a step back here. I think this is more or less the plan going forward.
I don't know. I mean, there's really nothing we can do about it because we don't really know what is in their mind, but that is because there were a few non-ideal things. Like, I think like Perth recently lost their backing, or one of the teams lost their backing.
Yeah, they had to get a new
and then the league was like, we have a solution, but it felt like a stopgap type of thing to me. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they changed over their license, if I'm not mistaken here. For the 15-time Claxton Shield champions, which I can just say, Claxton Shield is such a phenomenal.
Yo, dude, I think we need more electric trophies. If I have a criticism, it's I got some boring trophies in Indie Ball right now. The KBO still throwing a sword around is sick.
We do need to do better with that. I mean, curious.
I love the Atlantic League, but the trophy situation
it's rough.
It's a cup. What are we doing? A cup on a base, by the way. It's not like it's it's not the Stanley. It's a wood base, little plaques on the side.
Yeah,
occasionally delayed in the updating. And there you go.
But yeah, I am curious to see though how this contends with whatever Melbourne's going to do and all of that.
Yeah, I guess that's all wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out here. I know we don't have too much on it, but I do like keeping an eye on the Aussie League. It is a fascinating product to me. But on another fascinating angle that we've had a lot to say on as of late, we go to Long Beach for that expansion news and a touch on Modesto as well. On Tuesday, the Long Beach City Council tentatively approved expansion plans for a team to play at the California State University at Long Beach, Blair Field. It was originally going to be a Western market as per their development website that they had up online, but now it appears it's going to become the Pioneer League. It's backed by Innovation Baseball Partners, which are better known as Oakland's group, and they want to be up and running for the 2026 season. It feels like there's a lot to do in a short time to get there, but who knows?
Well, they've done this is faster than Oakland, or this is longer time than Oakland, rather.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but still, it get it all together in under a year is going to be a lot. And we saw how great the offseason went for Oakland the first time through, so hopefully it works out. But it does feel like we're having a strong Cali push now. And in addition to this, supposedly there was a closed door meeting with the Modesto City Council with the Pioneer League to try and get a team into there, as the Modesto Nuts are going to be heading up the door at the end of this season, if I'm not mistaken. And they're going to try to figure out 2026 season as well.
I've been hearing basically since the Modesto news in the offseason that the Pioneer League is likely and was talking to them. So that's expected. Going to Long Beach is interesting. It does explain. It's unreported, but Oakland's ownership no longer actively has like an ownership stake in Yuba Sutter. I don't know why there wasn't an announcement on that one. I think it's interesting. I don't know much about the new owners, but I will eventually do that deep dive. It's been a very busy new ball season, so that's worth considering. So maybe they just divested there once Yuba kind of left the immediate area, and they weren't overly interested in Yuba to begin with. I think that was the deal with Oakland. They had to have YOLO, and then once it moved, I think now there's more invested parties in the Marysville area. So I think that might be part of what's going on there, and that brings them down to Long Beach, which I assume. Someone in the ownership group is probably in the Long Beach area that tracks. Can I speak to something that I've gotten a bunch of heat for?
All right.
Which is, the way this went was, and I'll give away my sourcing now. I don't give a damn. And more fun as always, because the people, well, whatever, Western Association's on to me anyway, so I don't care. I'm just pulling everything up here. There we go. So Western Association foolishly built their website and then didn't lock down all the back pages. So they built a shelf, like a structure for them, and then didn't lock them down to make them private fully, or they made it private, but it was still live. So if you had the link, you kind of get around and access it. And your boy got the link because of who I am as a person. And so from that, I discovered they have 6 teams in there, and I'll drop them. I don't care anymore. The Henderson Who in Henderson, Nevada. We knew about them. The Tucson Desert Penguins in Arizona. I will presume they would be playing in the Pecos League's location. The Sun Valley Jacks in Arizona. The St. George Chuckwallas in Utah. The Orange County Phantoms in Cali, and then the Long Beach Racers. Possibly Racers Long Beach. Was unsure about the branding on that one, but there were logos on all these things and basic website built out. So this was happening. So the couple things to take from this, because when it came up, this article came out, and I said, hey, they're talking about this being a professional baseball team in Long Beach. And everyone's like, Pioneer League. And I was like, hey, let's tap brakes here a little bit, because what I know is this is fairly far along that Long Beach would be a thing. At that point, I had several Pioneer League people jump down my throat in DMs about, no, you don't know. So way to give away the game, Pioneer League. So you're going to Long Beach, understood. And I'm not pulling things out of my butt here. This was happening. I think the Western Association was just calling with their pants down here because a bigger investor came in. My prediction is maybe somebody around Long Beach, as they're making this deal come together, said, hey, I know so-and-so and so-and-so from the Pioneer League. That seems like a more legit league. It's not just cropping up right now. Hasn't already shut down once without playing games. So maybe we should talk to them before you go any further. And then they swooped in and just grabbed it. I think that's something to keep in mind here. So what do we take from that? I think that means the Western Association is so cooked. It is so cooked. Because that means you're losing, because think about what this would mean. So there's supposed to be 10 to 12 teams, but they literally have a thing on their website about would you like to have a team in your town? Let us know. So they don't have that many locations figured out. That means they now have, they've gone from 2 Southern California locations to 1. That's a travel nightmare. So they got to figure out something. They just lost an organization that they were so confident they had, that they had branding on a website. And then they just lost it straight off the bat to the Pioneer League out from under them. And I don't see a way that league is going to function and survive beyond maybe a couple years, but I just doubt it. I think it probably slow fades like it did previously. There is an off chance, and this is the one that I'm interested in, which is I would be interested to see if there's some sort of partnership between the Pioneer League and the Western. I would think about it. How would you not? If you're the Pioneer League, you add Modesto, you add Long Beach, potentially keep the Orange County thing. You have the Utah and Nevada locations, which branch you down to Tucson, which we've been saying Tucson should be a goal for the Pioneer League potentially, because that's an actual ballpark down there. You could redirect one of your owners there. You could redirect the team to Windsor potentially, depending on what the contract looks like. So it's something to think on. I don't know that it is happening. I don't think it is, but I think maybe they should consider it. Beyond that, that's sort of clearing my desk on the amount of crap that was sent my way about, oh, you don't know what's going on. I'm like, bro, I was on the website. Like, I know. It's just that the Pioneer League seems to have swiped this team from under the Western Association before the Western Association's even out of the crib.
Well, also their website's down now.
The whole thing?
Whole thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, if you click it, like if you go, because I tried just a regular Google search there, and the top one says like Montreal Baseball Academy and when website unavailable. If you go through the link on their Twitter page, the URL pops up baseballshift.com/account suspended. And it's website unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely doesn't bode well for the health of this thing. That, and also it appears that as far as following goes, they have gone just to DCI projects and front row hospitality. Henderson Who are nowhere to be seen.
Yikes.
They still have the link to the announcement from a few weeks ago. However, that link is dead now because the website is down. So,
damn, dude, that was so fast.
Yeah. So I think you're pretty spot on about this. I think they're kind of dead in the water here because they didn't get their ducks in a row.
Dude, yeah. Jumping the gun on the announcement just to do this is crazy.
And if you look at Henderson Who, the whole thing is.
But it is funny, like we talk about how the Pioneer League seems to be like the most messy league, and the Pioneer League just absolutely body bagging the Western Association would be pretty funny.
Because they didn't even get a chance to get started yet. But I mean, it goes back to, again, you look at the people that were involved in it. We did kind of like an off-air deep dive on it, and it was essentially Liberty Sports Group that was involved in it. And one of the top people involved in this league was the same guy that announced the Chowderheads branding and then had to walk that back when they realized, oh, wait, that's trademark and we can't make money off of that.
Now I'm just like making sure it's clear. I had my reporting straight. Like, this is on them for not having their league straight. So a little CYA from your boy here. Nothing annoys me more than when it's like, you didn't have your ducks in a row. And I'm like, no, I swear I did. It's the actual league that didn't. I promise.
You'd be surprised how often this occurs. Well, unless you're around this industry, then you
many such cases.
It's a shame too, because these logos are kind of fire.
I know, right?
Like, I absolutely would use this Tucson Desert Penguins logo. And the South Utah thing kind of got like Coyotes Kachina logo vibe.
Yep.
I like the kind of shielding and the design on this Sunjacks logo. Races could be improved upon, same thing with Orange County, but you know.
Though I'm always interested in the concept. If it was Racers Long Beach, like the way they name soccer clubs sometimes, I would be kind of interested, but I also don't know that that's a good vibe. It's just
I don't think that's how it went. I think it's just so happened the way the design looked.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, really good find on that.
Yep.
Because even if it's like, oh, it just expired, it's like, well, that's not.
That's not good. You don't let it expire if you have intention of starting up within 12 months.
Today on Oh Dear.
And so thus begins and ends the month of the Western Association.
What a world. What a run. Storybook.
It was a fun 15 minutes.
Haters said I couldn't do it. and boy, were the haters right.
Pioneer League ain't shit. 15 minutes later. Damn, Pioneer League got hands.
Oh, wait, I need that.
But yeah. So that's the situation in the Western Association there. It is on some level sad because, you want more opportunities for players, managers, and coaches and things of that sort. And obviously front office staff and people looking to get their start there. And frankly, someone needs to start to push the Pioneer League to, be an adult league. But clearly,
as opposed to going the wrong way, in which case they might literally become an adult league. But I mean, maybe this is the step. Maybe this is.
I feel like this just
continues California expansion. I don't know if that's good, but it's a thing.
Feels like Paul Friedman's turning into the Frank Bolton of the West.
Yeah, man, that will certainly end well.
Bailing him out financially.
Open mouth, insert gun. Wait, what?
Oh, I said that part out loud?
It's going well.
Yes. So, in an effort to keep us moving, I'm going to say, if anything else happens with this league, we'll mention it. But until then, we will leave it as is. We'll keep an eye on the California expansion. Ryan has some Frontier League takes he wants to espouse, so I'll let him to espouse them now.
Quick one is, don't look now. Boulders are 2 games behind the Miners.
Oh, I got
the I told you so banner on that one. World.
Cool. I could put yours next to mine about Gastonia.
Gastonia is terrible.
There we go.
Additionally, we had something happen which I have disagreements with, though I will first and foremost say I don't fully understand the situation, perhaps. So whatever. But about a week ago, Tri-City and Trois-Rivières went to sudden death, and Tri-City chose offense. Everybody, don't do that. The numbers are clear. Don't do that. But Ryan, Trois-Rivières's number 2 hitter was coming up. Well, Tri-City had the number 9 spot and then the number 1, the number 2. So really there's not that big of a difference, especially because it's Trois-Rivières's offense sell down. So it bothers me to no end. I'm begging you, if you are in baseball operations, please reiterate with your manager. There is clear math on this front. Don't do that. It's just not how that works. This is not a 50-50 proposition, whether you're going to be offense or pitching. It's just not. It favors the pitching. Unless you have the other, like your team is on your 7, 8, 9 and they're on their 2, 3, 4. For the most part, it's going to go that way.
To backtrack, I do agree on the Boulder take. I will say I'm deeply concerned for Sussex well-being at this point.
Yeah, dude. Oh no, they are who we thought they were. Sorry, it's only because there was some really smug chatter from Sussex, and I was like, I need you to understand you are exactly the Boulders from last year. You need to get deeper into that season where you talk that talk, because you just saw what happens. And the talk continued. In
fairness, they have a much larger lead than what the Boulders have. In fairness. Secondly, I don't even know why it's going to shit right now. Like, I wanted to say the obvious, like, oh, they don't have enough depth. But at the same time, like, that's not entirely it either. And, like, you look at the record, right, and you're like, oh, they're 10 above 500. This shouldn't be that bad. And then you just start looking at it since really July. And it's like, oh, it's gotten bad. And they do enough there where you're like, oh, okay, it's whatever. And the thing is, they'll lose close games, which is what's aggravating. Because they should have won at least 2 of the 3. from New York this past series. And I was there Thursday night up in New York, which is a very professional outfit. The way that thing runs, it runs very smoothly. Also, just randomly had helicopters landing in the parking lot too, which is interesting. But neither here nor there. But the 3 runs New York got in the 7th, it just shouldn't have happened. I mean, it was arguably some of the worst fielding I had seen. I mean, a true comedy of errors every which way. I mean, you throw back to try and get the runner at second. It gets past the fielder. There's 2 of them there. Rolls into the shallow part of the outfield, and no one on the infield knows where the ball is. So right field has to run in to get this ball. What the hell are we doing? And like, I feel bad for Hensey because I've seen him pitch twice now because I was up there when he pitched against Washington too, which again, another well-ran team in Sussex. I will say off the field, they are very, very much on the ball. It just has more of like a homey feel to it, if that makes sense. It's hard to describe it. As opposed to New York where it feels more professionalized. I don't say that in a bad way either. It feels very professional. Whereas with Sussex, it feels more personal. Like the vibe from each, but for different reasons. Neither here nor there though. But in the case of Hensey, each time he pitched well. Against Washington, he started getting hit harder and harder and harder because they were working his pitch count up. And he's threw almost 100 pitches his last outing here. And, like, he threw a gem for the first 5 innings. Arguably, first 6 innings, he was doing great. I think he allowed 1 hit through 5, and it was a solo shot. So, like, okay. I can live with that, you know? Like, it wasn't until really the 7th things got bad. So, I really do feel for the poor guy here, where, yeah, he probably could have been taken earlier, and yeah, he holds some of this back here, because he was still the guy on record, but, like, shouldn't have been 3 runs scoring in that 7th inning. I'm sorry. It just shouldn't have been. I don't view it as a true 4 earned run performance. He pitched really well. He did his job. He was efficient. And he just kind of got a little screwed in the end. And, I mean, the long ball bit him in the ass, which is a problem. But regardless, Lunakey going in there, pitching a full inning, then being shrouded back out for another inning just to give up back-to-back jacks is kind of like, oh, that's what we're doing. So, yeah, I feel bad for some of these guys because they're going out there and they're performing. Gabe Marcel is, still very good. Although he's not hitting 400 anymore. He's just under 398, which must be why he wasn't in the All-Star game. But yeah, there's guys on here that go out and perform. Also, Singer, I believe that was his first professional game. If not, he's still very young. He looked very good short, great range on him. It's a tough scene there where I just don't know what's going wrong with Sussex. And I want to see them do well, but I really don't know how they pull out of it. And like looking at their upcoming schedule here, like you have Brockton, so that should be good. You have the Rivers, that should be good. You have more Brockton, which should be good. Then you have Down East for a long while before you start getting back to like, okay, it's Schaumburg, it's Down East, it's Joliet, where it could be a problem. And then, it's New Jersey, Quebec, New York to end the year. So like you have the chance to pull out of it. But right now, I don't know if they can because they're struggling that much.
Yeah, and I'm just doing a quick schedule check on them boys. Let's see. I think they have. Yeah, I mean they got 6. Oh, dude, 6 of their last 9 against the Boulders. That'll be fun. I mean, Boulders.
You're around for all of it.
No, I'm sorry. It's only their last 3 games against the Boulders. Still fun. That's what you get for searching new in Control F and forgetting New Jersey exists.
Hmm.
That's on me. But yeah, I mean, what? Yeah, dude. I mean, getting swept by the Boulders is not beating the allegations, regardless of how close the series was.
Yeah,
Because when the allegations are that you're terrible and you lose 3 games by 4 runs total, it's like, well, like, come on now. When the allegations are like you're just not quite that, boy, does that look like it. Like, you're not completely rounded out as a roster. You have some funk in the bullpen. You got some oddities in the field. You got some things pieced together a little weird. Yeah, dude, losing 3 games by 4 runs kind of fits the bill. So that's where it's like, well, yeah, hate to say it. Plus, I've always been a Boulders believer, so I will back that up.
I think part of the other problem here is
hot Boulder summer.
Part of the problem here too is like, while they've had a pretty consistent rotation here, it also is like we're starting to see some wear coming down.
Yep.
And I'm looking here at their other bullpen options, and it's like, I'll be honest, through how many games now have we played? About 50 or so, 60 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of guys that are bullpen pieces that are like 11 games, 13 games, 11 games, 14 games, 12 games. And then you have like Ludicky 18, still 18. And I'm kind of concerned here because like they haven't done much in the way of like, oh yeah, we're going to mix and match with the roster, which good, I guess. But also like starters throwing a lot of innings. Like, and that's going to become a problem here. Like Hensey's still leading the way with a 3.25. And then it starts to drop off a 3.92, 4.14, 4.56. And then it kind of bounced between using Billy Parsons and Tyler Thornton as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
I think Parsons is more taking that role as of late. He's still in a complete game too, so that was helpful. But yeah, it's a situation over there. And like I said it after or as I was leaving on Thursday night, but it does feel like it's New York's division at this point. They're closing in fast. They have the momentum, and it's a 2-game gap. And that's something that's easy to maintain. And I will say this much. I feel like Sussex is still a safe playoff team for now. Ottawa's really the only other contender for that title, and they're 2 games under 500 and how many games back of them would they be? A considerable margin, I have to imagine, about 7 back.
Yeah, I mean, they're 6.5 back, but so is New York, so never say never.
Well, New York, I'm just saying being in the playoff spot.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying is like we considered their lead over in New York safe at a point. And
but
it's very quickly not.
Yeah, but the head-to-head isn't there for Ottawa.
I mean, they only played head-to-head 3 times, like since that run started. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is let's not say Ottawa's dead. I don't think Ottawa is the team that we've seen at certain points, but you know, I think I'm not saying they're good, but also I think if we're like, they're a week back, that won't get them when they've already almost been chased down by a team that was 8 games back. We're like, well, hold on.
Yeah, but Ottawa's also a team that just lost to Evansville.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, so that's
let's not,
saying,
I guess my point is let's not overestimate Ottawa, but also let's not underestimate Sussex County's ability to screw something up.
No, I feel pretty safe underestimating. Now I'm looking at the schedule. Tri-City, New York, Rockton, Three River, New York, Florence, Quebec, Three River, Quebec. If they continue to struggle against Evansville, I feel very confident in their ability to not do anything the rest of the way.
We should just run the playoffs like it's the football and bowl games. If you're over 500, you get in. We'll figure it out later.
I told you I had the playoff video. Idea. The cut line, man. I'm telling you, make a winning percentage cut line. If you're above it, you're in. If you're not, you're not. It's the way to do it. But yeah, so that's the situation there. Don't think I have too much else for the week, to be honest with you. I think I'm pretty good.
I don't think I do either. Maybe we'll hit a bonus episode or something.
we'll do a bonus episode during the week, talk more ball when everyone's all caught up here. And also, it's 9:30 in the morning, and I want to be able to get this out today. So I think it's a great spot to cap things off at. So if you want to do your plugs, and then we'll go from there.
Indie Ball Nation on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that. I got a bunch of stuff that I wanted to put out this past week, but I got very involved in vacation. But I mean, we had just crushed a lot of seltzers. And so I have a backlog of stuff I can actually post now. So I'll try to coordinate where I'm not posting it directly on top of what you're doing, and then we'll go from there. I think I got 2 top 10s to post now because I haven't posted this week's.
I didn't even do my ranking. I'm not going to lie to you. I forgot to do it.
Oof. Well, try to send me that real quick, and I'll at least get one. Like, by the way, last week's was, and then I'll go for that way.
Yeah, we'll just go right into that document now. Yeah, so there's that. Where did I put the?
I love the High Point Rockers having a bucket hat giveaway sponsored by Visit Central Florida. Interesting.
That's kind of great, actually. Yes. So, Indie Ball Pod, Twitter, Indie Ball Report, everywhere else. Yeah, we'll have some stuff up during the week, and we will go from there. Should have a bonus episode for y'all, and that is really the main thing for me this week. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We got a lot of news done. I think there was some decent discussion, and we did also talk about the death of the Western League. So that's fun.
RIP.
Until next time, don't forget to play ball.